Hey, what's going on? It's Stokely from Sauce on Delay. Just talk about an issue that I'm having with the medical industry, the whole insurance, partially the insurance industry also. So, around June, I broke my little finger. I broke my fifth metacarpal, right? So, it hurt really bad. But I didn't think that my finger was broken. So, I waited a week, and I waited like maybe a week and a half, and I noticed that when people shook my hand was still hurting even after that long. So I'm like, wait a minute, if it's just the muscle that's injured, my muscle wouldn't have been sore anymore. Initially, when I broke my finger, the front of my hand, the clear part of my hand, the palm, that was discolored, that was black, but eventually cleared up, came back to a normal color, but still my hand was hurting every time somebody shook my hand. So probably around the beginning, I would say July, sometime in July, I went to the urgent care and got an x-ray. Noticed that my fifth metacarpal was broken. So that guy wrapped my hand with a cast that, it's just, he puts it in water and then puts it around my hand and then wraps it. But he said, you're gonna have to go to an orthopedic specialist to really get it looked at properly, So then I scheduled an appointment at NYU Langone in Garden City, New York, with a guy named Dr. Adams, because he was the highest rated guy on the insurance company's reviews. So, and he's inside my network. So, okay, so I called them probably on Thursday or Friday, and I said, listen, I need an appointment. My finger's broken per this X-ray, and they were like, okay, you can get an appointment. I don't know. They said like in October, and that was in July. So I said I can't really come in October because my finger's broken right now. And they said, okay, I'll see what I can do. We can get you an appointment. So the lady called me back or told me to hold or whatever, but she gave me an appointment for sometime in July, not the following Tuesday, basically. So I went to work in the morning. I left my office I had an appointment, I think the appointment was like 1 o'clock, 1:30. So I left the office like 11:30 or something like that. But I left the office like 11:30. I got there early, checked in, paid my copay, sat down for a minute. They called me in, the x-ray technician at that office. I said, listen, I already got the x-rays. I can send them to you. I got them in my phone. And she was like, no, we're not going to take that. We're going to do our own x-ray. So she put my hand on the thing. I made an okay sign. She took an x-ray. She took another x-ray, whatever the case may be, right? So after she took an x-ray, then she said, okay, go over here and sit in this room. Sat in the room waiting for the doctor to come in. Sat maybe, 15 minutes waiting for him to come in. Finally comes in. And he said, what's going on with you, basically? I'm paraphrasing at this point. So he says, okay, I see that your fifth metacarpal is broken, and blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, I broke it some time ago. He said, what's happening? Well, I hit my hand and then I broke it, right? So he said, okay, well, the bone is already healed. And, if you look at the studies, there's not really much that I can do for you that would change your outcome. Because if I do surgery to reset your bones, I got to go under the cartilage. Also, I'm going to have to put some plates in your hand. And those plates are going to be very shallow under your skin. So, or you could get rods that stick out the side of your hand. And I'm like, well, I gotta work, so that's not really gonna work. So it's like, there's not really much you can do. Your hand will heal by itself, and it already started healing anyway. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, wonderful. So we don't have to do surgery. And he's like, yeah, I don't recommend surgery for you. I don't recommend surgery. So he and I sat there and spoke for maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. And then he said, that's all he said. Typed something on the computer, left. Another assistant or nurse or technician guy came in, took a $25 Velcro hand brace out of a little box, put it around my hand, strapped it onto my hand. I said, that's it. And I went to the counter. I said, is there anything I need to do? The lady behind the counter said, you're all done. All right, so I go home now. Remember, this is in network, right? So I go home now. Whatever, days later, they send me another bill for like another $50. And I'm like, wait a minute, I already paid my copay. So why am I getting $50? So, okay, I'll pay the $50. I say, okay, whatever, it's $50. Let me pay it, Then again, they send me another bill for $45. And I'm like, $45? $45 for what? I already paid a copay when I walked in the office. And I paid $50 for I don't know what later. So I call NYU Langone, and I called their billing office, and I asked them for a copy of my bill. So when I look at my bill, I see that NYU Langone billed my insurance company over $7,000 for that interaction, where the doctor didn't do anything to my hand, didn't do any surgery. All he did was an x-ray. He spoke to me for 15 minutes. Said surgery is not recommended. There's nothing. You just need to just wear this hand brace for 3 weeks or whatever, and you're all right. I'm telling you, it's a Velcro hand brace that's maybe 7 inches long. A black thing costs $25 on Amazon. They sent a bill to the insurance company for over $7,000, right? And one component, the worst component, is $5,000 for what they termed as basically treatment of my hand, which there was no treatment. There was no treatment provided, right? So then I called NYU Langone's customer relations. They said that you got to pay the bill. We didn't bill it incorrectly. You got to pay the bill. I called my insurance company and I put in a dispute of that charge. I called the insurance company again and I wrote to the insurance company again, disputing the charge. The insurance company responded that those are our agreed to codes, and the lady from Langone said the same thing. These are our agreed to codes with the insurance company, and that's what we agreed to charge for those services. So the insurance company went ahead and paid. Well, the insurance company disputed some of it. I mean, before I even saw the bill, I should say. Before I started having this whole conversation, the insurance company disputed the bill, probably knocked it down to about $5,000 and paid like some of it. I'm not totally accurate on the number, but they still left me holding about $840. About $840 that I had to pay out of my pocket. So I don't plan on playing out of pocket if I'm an in-network company, but also I don't plan on getting billed $7,000 for someone just talking to me for 15 minutes and not doing any treatment. Did no treatment, zero. Do you call treatment talking? If that's treatment, I could have went to a psychologist and spoke to the psychologist for a whole day, for a whole week, maybe for a whole year for $7,000. No, they charge about $100 an hour. So I could speak to them for 70 hours. So I could speak to them for a week and 3/4. I could speak to a psychologist for a week and 3/4 for a full scheduled work day and just hang out with the psychologist all day and pay $7,000. If just sitting and talking to him, for him to tell me that surgery is not necessary, there's nothing I recommend to do. Anyhow, I don't know if anyone else sees the travesty, sees the injustice that's taking place. Either they need to present the rates up front or something. But I think that $7,000 just for having a conversation is exorbitant. I think it's a borderline criminal, in my opinion. But he does something else. But don't go to NYU Langone at all, especially their orthopedic office in Garden City. Do not. Someone in my office, 2 people in my office, recommended another orthopedic service who has a vast network across Long Island. I forget what their name is. I think the name is something like Orkin or Orlin Care or something. Yeah, the guy at the urgent care recommended Orlin. I think it's called Orlin. And a lady in the office who I worked with, she recommended Orlin, and another person recommended Orlin or whatever the name of the company is. And I guess I'm stubborn, but I wanted to find someone in network that has great reviews, and that's what I got. So I don't know who's providing these reviews, but these people, in my opinion, are criminals. In my opinion, these people are abusing the insurance industry. They're abusing the customers. I don't really understand how the insurance company can agree to a code 26600 non-treatment treatment costing over $5,000. I don't know how you agree to those rates. While it could be something deeper. I don't dabble in conspiracy, but it could be the fact that when it's employer paid or employer assisted insurance, the high rates can be justified by approving high cost bills. So the medical office boosts up the bills, the insurance company boosts up their premiums, and they all walk away happy with our monies, and then leave us with a bill of almost $800 for him for non-treatment. So this is me. I mean, it seems like I'm not going to get any justice from this. So at least I have freedom of speech to say, in my opinion, because I'm not you sometimes you kind of borderline, I don't know, get in trouble if you say your opinion regarding things. But don't go to NYU Langone Orthopedic. Do not use it at all. Stay away from them. Go to Orlin, or I don't know, find somebody else. Maybe go to someone inside the Northwell network, or maybe you have to call. But I was in pain and they took advantage. I was sick and they took advantage. Both the insurance company and NYU Langone and Dr. Adams. His office, his billing team, the office manager. I left multiple messages for her. She did not return my calls. I've called the office. I've faxed the office multiple times. No response ever. and they're holding their line and they're standing and they're towing their line because who am I? What can I do? I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do now. So now they're sticking me with that almost $800 bill, $800 and something probably bill, and I don't know what can be done. So the customer service lady, the NYU customer service lady suggested I apply for assistance. Now, why would I want assistance to pay for something that is wrong, something that they did wrong to me, and they're doing wrong to other people? Because I'm sure I'm not well, if I'm the only one, that's good, because let me be the only one that suffered. Let me be the only one. That's all right. If I'm the only one, I prefer it that way. I don't want it to happen to anybody else. If I'm the only one, that's good. I have a suspicion that I'm not the only one. That they just wantonly, aggressively, and greedily have these exorbitant bills, and and the insurance company doesn't mind because they'll approve a portion of it and then leave the customer, leave the insured person with the bill. So they won't provide me any restitution. They won't reduce the bill. They won't eliminate the bill. They won't do anything for me. So that's my story. Stay away from NYU Langone. Thanks for listening.